Alright guys, welcome back to another video, and today we are talking about the PS5 Pro. It was just announced this past week and it's been all the rave this week of people doing videos on it, so I figured I might as well join the party. And I didn't really have anything else to talk about this week. You know, I got a new stack of games here already stacking up, but I'm not going to do two back-to-back pickups videos, so let's talk about the PS5 Pro. Alright, so in case you were living under a rock this week and you didn't hear, Sony unveiled the PS5 Pro and opened it up for pre-orders and stuff. And yeah, I don't think it got the reception they wanted. So first and foremost, let's just talk about like the history of revisions in consoles. You know, it's been going pretty much all throughout console generations ever since they've been started being made with the Nintendo NES. We had the original Nintendo and you had a top loader. You had a Super Nintendo and like a Super Nintendo Mini. You had all sorts of iterations of different consoles. The one like generation that didn't change too much, there wasn't like another GameCube, unless you want to throw the Panasonic Cube and stuff out there, but there wasn't really a lot of changes. That and the Xbox, unless you just had like different like Mountain Dew Xbox and Halo Xbox, stuff like that. But you know, the Game Boy Advance had its own different version, so there's been different console variations throughout time ever since gaming had started. But I felt like at least during those generations and other console iterations, there were at least a good, like a significant upgrade that like really made you want to get it. The Game Boy Advance, getting a backlit screen, like that is huge. That's game changing. So you kind of wanted to upgrade to an SP. I know one of the biggest generations like I started hopping on with wanting to get a new version of the console was with the Xbox 360. The 360, the original launch model, while mine lasted a long time, it eventually succumbed to the red ring of death, which led me to just wanting to go ahead and get an Xbox 360 Slim. And that console was just way better than the original launch model. It had bigger memory, it was a lot faster, it was quieter. I enjoyed that upgrade within that console generation. Another upgrade that I jumped on was the PS4. I had a Destiny model PS4 when I eventually purchased mine, and it was that original launch model. But over time, that thing just started to sound like a jet engine. It got really loud. I felt like it was getting overheated really fast. And when the PS4 Slim and the PS4 like Slim Pro models were announced, I knew like I was going to be on board and jump on those. And that's what I did. I traded my PS4 in and paid like $100 more and got the new PS4 Spider-Man Slim. And it was just so quiet, and it just, again, it felt faster and just rejuvenated. So within all those generations, there was a reason why I wanted to upgrade to a new system. There was just something about it. It was like, you know what, that is a significant improvement for me. Let me go ahead and jump on board. It's not so much with this PS5 version. When you really watch the video and dissect like what you're getting at the price point you're getting at, which we haven't discussed yet. Yeah, this thing is $700 out the box here in the States, and in other countries it's a lot more expensive. Oh, and by the way, it's an all digital console unless you want to get that disk drive add-on. That's going to cost you a little bit more money. Oh, and you want your console to stand up with a stand? That's going to cost you some more money too, so just putting that out there. But when you watch the video of like the specs and stuff they were trying to show off, and the 8K gaming and all this, and improved frame rates, I know right now with this current generation of gaming, people are really big into wanting to get the most frame rate out of their games that they can. That's just like the big nitpick thing these days. And I mean, I understand it, more frame rate, it makes for smoother gameplay and stuff, but I'm a person who 30 frames per second never bothered me. So stuff like Bloodborne and everyone, they want to see that remade in 60 frames. I thought it played great in 30 frames, and I think a lot of games play great in 30 frames per second, but these days we're getting so accustomed to 60 frames minimum, and on PC there's no frame limits on a lot of stuff, so people would like to see the consoles hit that. So they're trying to show off more frame rates and all these other things, but it's just not a big leap, especially for the price that you're gonna have to pay. $700, it just seems insane to me. I know when the PS3 came out, what was that? It was like $600 itself, and it met the same kind of reception. Like when it came out and was released, Xbox 360 shot through the roof. I know they had like a year jump on them, but it just outpaced the PS3 forever. Now the PS3 eventually caught up to it. I want to say that might have been because they released the new PS3 Slims console iterations, and then the price started to go down, but man, they came out the gate swinging with that one. So when a new version of a console comes out, I expect it to be right around the same price of what the old model was. Basically, how it normally goes is your console comes out 2 or 3 years into its lifespan, you get a price drop. Has the PS5 even gotten its price drop yet? That's what is very confusing. You normally get that price drop and then a Pro model or something releases that's at the same price of the old one. But no, I don't think there's been a price drop for a PS5 yet, and we're up to $700 for a Pro model. It is just beyond comprehension to me. I don't understand why anyone would want this or would want to support buying it, because again, it's just another step towards that all digital future unless you get that disc drive add-on. Anyone who had a PS5, all your disc-based games, you can't play it unless you get the add-on for it, which, by the way, scalpers are already biting at the teeth and they're sucking up all those pre-orders just so they can sell it to you at triple the price. So I hope everyone who wants a PS5 Pro is aware of that, because it's happening right now. So if you can't tell, I'm not impressed by the PS5 Pro. While I love PlayStation and all their games and products that I normally generally buy, I'm definitely not getting a Pro model. I just don't see why it's worth it at all. And I know most people out there share the same sentiment as me, but there are people out there who really want to get it. And you know what? All the power to you. Some fellow YouTubers and stuff are excited about it. I mean, hey, if you're excited about it, go for it. But I think a lot of them, I don't know. I think it's kind of dishonest. Like, I'm watching their stuff and things they did in the past, and now they're trying to shill out for Sony just because I think they want to get this stuff for free. They want to get on the good side of Sony. If they got a little bit of following, oh, I support everything you do, then Sony's just going to butter up to them and be like, here's our products for free. I think a lot of YouTube channels and stuff try to do that, but you're not going to get that here. I'm going to be honest about my opinions so that you guys know. No, it's a waste of money. I wouldn't get it. Just my opinion. You can have your own opinion. If you want it and you're excited about it, that's awesome. Please help me to understand why in the comments, because I do not understand why you'd want to get it at all. There's just not a lot of improvement on it. Like, what would be the point? So I guess that's it. That's my thoughts on it. There have been great concepts in the past of going through different versions of consoles. This one just ain't it. I don't see why there is any need for this. I think it's a waste of funds. It's a waste of Sony putting money into something like this when they could be investing into other stuff for PlayStation that's not something like this Pro model console. Or if you're going to put so much money into it, make it fully backwards compatible and let us play all our old games on it that are on disc or something again. Like, do something like that for us. It'd be nice for one time that these companies just think of the actual gamer these days. I mean, this day and age, it feels like with game developers and console developers, they're not listening to us, the consumer, the type of games we want to play. We just saw a huge game that was being pushed by Sony, Concord, get crushed because they didn't want to listen to the gamer. They don't want to listen to majority. They want to listen to the minority, and it backfired big time on them. So hopefully game companies will start listening to the actual gamers who enjoy playing their products and be like, you know what? PS6, it's going to play everything, baby. From front to back, it'll have a disc drive. From PS1 all the way to PS6, you'll be able to play your games. And something like that, I think you could demand a pretty good price on it, and you'd be surprised how much it would sell just because of what it could offer us, the consumer. But it won't happen. It's never going to happen because they just don't care anymore. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'm glad we have a bunch of old games. I have hundreds of old games to keep me company if it does end up being an all digital future. I'm not like an anti-digital guy or anything, but I just love my physical media, and I think it feels like you have more ownership over it if you have that physical media. We'll see. What do you guys think in the comments below? Let me know down there. And if you are getting one again, like, just let me know in the comments. And I'm not going to crap on you or anything. Just I'd like to know why anyone would be excited for it, and maybe to change my mind. Like, hey, you got a good point there. So let me know, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.